Welcome back to the channel once again. It is a here we go for Ronald Araujo to Liverpool on loan for 1 year. And I don't know whether to be happy or to be mad at this loan move. But all I can say is that we need each and every single body that we can get into the building from now till the end of the transfer window, because man, this Liverpool squad is completely thin. It's extra thin for the amount of games that Liverpool are expected to play during the season, 4 competitions and all that. And also when you consider the fact that there are going to be outgoings, that is for sure. There's going to be outgoings at all costs, because I think players like Cody Gakpo, Curtis Jones, maybe we haven't heard a lot of rumors about Wataru Endo and whatnot, but I don't think Endo stays this season. So we should expect some sort of movement outside of the club. So what it means is that we have no option but to bring in bodies. And so hearing the Ronald Araujo move is quite surprising that Liverpool will go for such a player. I don't know. He nothing about him really tells me he's a Liverpool kind of player. When I think about Araujo, I think about rash decision making, errors in big games, plays well for the most part, but always has an error. He always behaves like a time bomb waiting to explode. So I wasn't expecting Liverpool to go in for such a player. But the fact that it's a loan move means that Liverpool themselves are not very sure about Ronald Araujo. They are not totally convinced. Otherwise, they would have brought him in permanently, because I think Barcelona are willing to sell right now. But Liverpool went for a loan move. So by all indications, the player wanted the move. He wanted to play in the Premier League, the attraction of playing for a big club, the possibility of winning something. Is understandable that he would agree to a loan move with the possibility of making it permanent. And we live to see whether this move is going to be permanent in the end. But Liverpool have gone in for Ronald Araujo, and for me, this raises questions about going forward, what Liverpool want to do, especially when it comes to replacing Virgil van Dijk, because Van Dijk will be leaving the club eventually. Even if we extend his contract for another year after this coming season, he will eventually leave. So what is the plan? Are we going to trust in the players that we have already in the form of Giovanni Leone and Jeremy Jacquet? With the addition of Araujo, are we going to say that these three have what it takes to take Liverpool to where we want to be, which is winning the Premier League and the Champions League? Is that going to be possible? Is that going to be possible? Also, when you kind of look at the type of player that Araujo is, I think this loan move answers a few questions that most of us had about Liverpool's defense when it comes to having cover at right back and also having options in the centre-back positions. Because when we look at our right centre-back position, it was Konate last season for the most part. Sometimes we had Joe Gomez coming. And so the fact that right now we've brought in Ronald Araujo, who can play as the right centre-back and also as a right back, for me, it's a good one. That is what makes me happy about this loan move from Liverpool to bring in Ronald Araujo. I also feel like this particular transfer, just like I said earlier on, it's not a typical Liverpool move. It is not, especially coming from the Spanish La Liga. So, and right now, Liverpool have made 2 signings this particular transfer window. And guess where these 2 players come from? They all come from Spain. And where does our manager come from? Andoni Raiola. He's from Spain. So I think Andoni Raiola is having a big say in the type of players that we are bringing in and where we are bringing them from, which is the Spanish La Liga. So it is not surprising that Liverpool have gone in for Ronald Araujo. I'm sure Andoni Raiola has watched him quite closely. He thinks there is something there that can be exploited. So I want to be optimistic for this particular move. And the only reason why I am optimistic is the fact that I think Andoni Raiola can conjure magic. He knows what he can get from Araujo. And that is why I have some confidence that this might end up working. Just because of Andoni Raiola's ability to develop players, to squeeze everything out of players, to make them look actually better than they are. We've seen what he did with Dean Huyson, helping him to get a move to Madrid and so on. So my only confidence, my only hope is that Andoni Raiola will be able to conjure some magic. So that is my take on that. But how does this loan move impact Liverpool's transfer window for the rest of the summer? Does it mean that we are not going to get in another defender anymore? No right back is going to come in? Maybe, maybe not. We heard during the week that Liverpool may not go in for any defender at all. I think it was a Sky Sports pundit or so-called transfer guru who was giving that take. And even though he's been proven wrong by this loan move from Liverpool to bring in Araujo, I think he wasn't very far off. Like I said in one of my earlier videos, it is going to be a surprise for me if Liverpool brought in 3 players from now to the end of the transfer window. I wouldn't have been surprised if Liverpool had kept their powder dry and went into the season short-handed. We've done it before. We've done it actually many times under this ownership. So I wasn't completely sure that they were going to bring in someone, because these owners are capable of doing that. They are capable of banking everything on the hopes that Giovanni Leone is going to come back fit and be able to play all the games, even though it sounds ridiculous. And also the fact that Jeremy Jacquet is very close to being fully fit and he's going to come in. And for some reason, there's a delusion that Joe Gomez will be able to come back to some form of his former glory, which I don't think is going to happen in a Liverpool shirt. Maybe he might be able to do that elsewhere. So I wouldn't have been surprised if Liverpool had gone into the season with just Van Dijk, Leone, and Jacquet as their centre backs. I wouldn't have been surprised. We've done it before. So it is a bonus for me that Ronald Araujo has arrived. Welcome to Liverpool. Hopefully everything works well, because if things go well for Araujo, it goes well for Liverpool as well. And my only concern is that Liverpool is able to perform well. I'm excited about my team, and I'm always looking forward to watching them play. So that is my take on this Ronald Araujo loan move. See you later on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about this loan move. You never walk alone.